guys, it's Megan. Welcome back to the library and back to another video. Today I'm going to tell you about all the books I want to read in March, which mostly, I'm not going to lie, is this series, Every Heart a Doorway. What's it called? The Wayward Children series by Shauna Maguire. So I read this book last year and it was like a 4-star. It was really good. And I've been wanting to read the sequels for a long time, or at least see if it was going to continue to be as good as the first one. So I just finished, like at the end of February, I just finished reading the second book and it was so good. It was like 4.5 stars. I loved it. So now I just went back and I'm reading this one right now, like on the last day of February, and I'm going to finish it today. So basically in March, I now want to read the entire rest of the series, which is 5 more books because there's 8 books total. I've read 2, right? So I need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, what? Can I not do math? Yeah, okay, 6 more books, numbers 3 through 5. Some I have the physical copies of from the library here at school. Some I have the ebook version of from the public library, and then some I have the audiobook version of. So it's going to kind of be all over the place. I'm going to try to do mostly audio, but they are really fast. It only takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to listen to one of these books, so I can get through them in a couple days. So I'm hoping within the first like half of the month I can just read this whole series. If you don't know anything about the series, it's basically like what would happen if, oh, by the way, this is 1 and this is 3. Number 2 is on the shelf and I can't be bothered to go over and grab it. So this series is basically like, you know, if characters like Alice in Wonderland is not in this or anything, but like if Alice from Alice in Wonderland or like the kids from Narnia or whatever, like people who find other doorways to other worlds, come back to our world, and some of them want to go back to the worlds that they were in and some of them do not. And so this book is about a school for what they call wayward children who have come back from their previous worlds and now they have to live in the real society. And this school that we follow, they want to go back. So they actually separate them. There's like 2 schools in North America. Apparently they exist all over the world. But the 2 schools in North America, one is students that want to go back to their previous worlds that they visited, and one is that they don't. So this one is that they do want to go back. And basically the first like half the book is the main character just kind of getting acclimated to the school, and you're kind of learning about the world. And then the second half is a murder mystery. And then the second book follows 2 of the characters from this first book. It's like a prequel and it shows what actually happened in their world. And from what I hear, it goes back and forth between like the odd numbered books are set in the real world and it's like back to the school, and it always follows different characters. So like I think book 3, yeah, we're gonna follow a totally different character. We're back to Eleanor West's Home for Wayward Children. But then book 4 goes back to one of the worlds again. So that's going to be kind of cool that it goes back and forth, and I'm loving it. The writing is so good. And what's funny is that I read Middle Game by Shauna Maguire way back in the day and I did not like it at all, but I guess I do actually like her writing style because I mean, these are so whimsical and fun and just so well written, and I love like every minute of them. I love that they're the little novellas. It makes me want more though, honestly, so I'm so glad there's 8 of them, and I think the series is going to keep going. Beyond that, I don't have too many plans, but I am for sure going to read the very secret society of irregular witches. That's hard to even say, because I have to read a book with secret in the title for Kayla from Books and Lala. Her little yearly challenge is that you have to read a book each month with a certain word or a certain theme in the title. And this month and I've done January and February pretty well. So I thought, okay, I've got to keep going, which means this month I had to find a book with secret in the title. So I looked through my TBR. There were only a couple of books in my TBR with secret in the title. The other one was Blade of Secrets, and I decided I didn't really want to read that one. But I've wanted to read this because they say it's cozy fantasy, and I'm going to give it another shot since I didn't like Legends and Lattes. So we're going to see if I can maybe like cozy fantasy, although I hear that this one has more romance in it, so I'm a little worried about that. I might, maybe, this is just a very maybe, pick up. This is my little display I had over there with some of the books for Readapalooza that we're doing, this little reading event. The Counselors by Jessica Goodman. And this book is set at a summer camp for like really elite children. Like their parents are the most powerful, rich people in the world. They have to even fill out some sort of like application and pass some sort of like test basically to even go to this summer camp. But it's like a normal summer camp with like swimming and, you know, whatever, staying in cabins and things like that. But the main character is there on a scholarship because her parents both work at the summer camp. And she and her friends finally get the coveted position of being a lifeguard. but it's actually a mystery. It's like a mystery thriller, and there's something that happened in the past that like is coming back now. I don't know if it's like they're hiding a secret or maybe something like that. So it's kind of a dual timeline. I think some chapters say then and some chapters say now, and I think there's maybe like a present mystery thing going on too. Apparently it's just a fun, good time. Somebody else at my school read it, another teacher, and she said she gave it 3 stars. You know, it was fine. Very young adult, but I love things set at summer camps, so I think that will make me want to read it. I'm really into short books because I also want to read this little graphic novel or comic or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's more of a comic, which is a story from the Villains World by V.E. Schwab. So I loved Vicious and Vengeful, like 2 of my favorite books of last year, 5 stars, like now some of my favorite books of all time, and I can't wait to read them again. Kind of like X-Men, but like if all the characters were very morally gray. So I loved it, and this is number 1.5 in the series. It takes place between the first and second book in the Vicious series, which there's only the 2 books in the series. And it's been so long since I've been in this world that I think it might be kind of fun, but I bought this really pretty version from, what was it? The Illumicrate, I think it was. I can't remember. Anyway, it was some like really special edition or something, and one day I just decided, you know what, I never buy pretty editions of books, and I'm going to buy this pretty hardcover of this book. You know, why? I don't know. I've spent probably too much money on it, but anyway, I need to actually read this month because I've had it for like a year. I'm also going to read The Joy at Work by Marie Kondo. It's finally going to come in. I think I've had it on hold forever, just to learn about how to organize my workspace, because I read her other book about the art of tidying up, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to see if she can give me more tips for how to apply those to work, because one of my goals for the rest of the year is to clean up my entire like office and the back office of the library. So I really probably need some of these tips. That's about it. The only other one that's on my radar is still The Fall of Babel, which is huge, and I think I'm putting it off. I don't know when I'm gonna read this book. The font is so tiny too. Oh my gosh, look at how many words per page. This is like a 24-hour audiobook or something insane. I'm making that up, but I know it's a lot. It's like over 600 pages, and I'm just so torn because I loved book 2, didn't like books 1 and 3 near as much. In fact, I kind of actively disliked book 3, and I hear this one's not as good, so I don't know, who knows, but I'm gonna give it a try at some point. It's on my radar like every month if I get around to it. I also have access to the audiobook, so I could listen and follow along, but there's so much going on that I usually, especially with these fantasy worlds, I pretty much have to read physically, and it's just, I don't have this kind of time. I also have Gideon the Ninth on my radar, but I think I'm going to save it for spring break because I realized it was more like fantasy than I thought. I know it's like fantasy and sci-fi, but there were a lot of like names and places and stuff, so I think it's going to be better for physical. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books. Do you also love the Wayward Children series? Should I read The Fall of Babel? I don't know. What do you guys think? Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Is it cozy but also romance, but is it good? So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to go eat my protein pancakes because I'm super excited that I got these little protein pancakes. Also, look at this little fork. It's so cute. It's the only one that's clean right now in the library, so that's what we're doing. Okay, I will talk to you again later. Bye.